what I do.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, Ronnie.
You can start off, Coach.
Are y'all ready?
Yep.
All right.
First of all, hats off to Lindsay and Rice again. Really good team, a team that'll be battling for, you know, the American Conference Championship. I think that team what's different from them is last year. The last year team was a little tougher and could make more shots down the stretch. This team is still figuring it out a little bit, but they were really, really tough down the stretch and trying to do that. We had to take care of number 5 because remember what she did last year. She had a really good game against us. And so even though Cam did get a belt, or did she get a belt? I can't remember. She did get a belt. Yep. She had tremendous traps and deflections and everything and helping off on number 5 so much that we were really, really successful doing that. But our team, one word, resilient. I told them going into overtime, we're going to win the game. So again, just make sure you wrap your minds around that. Just got to go and fight a little bit longer for it. Mm-hmm. And that's why we practice and be able to do the things we do to get to this moment. You know, again, the one thing I love about what we did besides being tough and resilient today was we stayed within each other. And we talked about staying together, especially after you come off a Washington State loss like that. People are looking at you, dividing, pointing fingers and those kind of things like that. But we had an opportunity to talk to them. They had an opportunity to talk to each other. And again, just staying together was one of the things that came out of that. And we wanted to finish this game strong so we can go home and have a great holiday break.
Now, what was the message heading into overtime?
To stay together. We didn't want to get separated or let adversity take over. So the whole big thing was to stay together, play poise on defense, and execute on offense.
And Laila, what was your reaction on that 5th foul?
Immediately I thought about what I should have did. I should have did a pull up instead of trying to force the issue going all the way to the basket. But I was frustrated because I think I probably experienced this last year, but we experienced a lot of overtime situations last year and we didn't come out on top. So that was immediately running through my mind. But I trusted my teammates. I know that that's how we practice, you know, where everybody can show up in those moments. So I wasn't really, you know, worried, but I was frustrated with myself that, you know, I made that mistake.
Coach, at all, did you think about calling timeout before this, or you wanted her to?
Yeah, I was in between. The staff wanted me to call a timeout, but I wanted to let Laila go and be able to play. Just because, you know, it's always 50-50. Call a timeout, they set their defense, now you go and play. You don't call a timeout, you go with the flow, now your team is trying to figure it out, that kind of stuff. But they don't get to set their defense, and so that's what I wanted to go with. I think I need to call a timeout. But, you know, hats off for making me look good for these just jokers here because, again, you know, now you're playing 39 minutes. It was 39 minutes, and, you know, it's so many times she was telling me she needed a break, and we tried to get her a minute here and there. But when it came down the stretch, she had to go, especially after Laila fouled out. But again, just those two being on the same page, being able to feed off each other, being able to get those assists, being able just to carry us like that, because that's what it has to be for us. They have to be as one to be able to take care of it. And again, hopefully we can keep Naya out of the 30s with all these minutes, and, you know, Laila don't have to get in there either because we got so much depth. But again, Malia stepped up big. Just got to get her to take care of the ball some. We got to get more from Kiki. She's starting to come around, freshman. They went small, so we had to, you know, take our bigs out. Put Cam at the 5, who's like a guard for us because, you know, Lindsay, you know, that was a good call for her. They wasn't getting anything out of their 5s anyway, so she just took and put another guard in there. And they played downhill. One of the most impressive things they did was, you know, 20 or 23 from the free throw line, because I was like, man, if we keep fouling them, they just going to win the game at the free throw line. Mm-hmm. You know, that was really impressive by them. But, again, we were really, really resilient.
Is this team ready for the Big 12 yet?
After this game, I think so. We always prep and things like that, but after this game and seeing how resilient we was, I think we're ready.
What do you think?
I think this was a confidence builder for sure. We still got a long ways to go, but I think this was a good win for us, especially just the strength, like just seeing our record. It's a big turnaround from last year, so you gotta celebrate everything, man. So I think it was a confidence builder for sure, and going into the Big 12. So if you ask me that, I feel like it's going to help us for sure.
What was the mood of the players after losing in Washington State?
I feel like everybody knew that they could have done something better. And everybody, of course, we were kind of, upset because it was embarrassing in a sense because we knew we could have played better. So I think everybody looked at it as like, we need to learn from this and grow from here. And that's why we even had our own personal meeting and stuff like that, just being able to call it for what it is and just do it, action.
Would you agree with that?
What was the mood of the players after the game?
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, you gotta understand, like, it's gonna be games like that. That's just a lesson.
Mhm.
So you take advantage of that and you keep pushing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good.